Hey, what's up, everyone? Welcome back to HB Watching. This is Severance Season 2, Episode 9. Episode 9, our penultimate episode. Not going to talk a ton about last week's episode. I will say I liked it. I didn't expect there to be such backlash against it. Seemed like it was pretty divisive. So I liked the episode. We learned not just a lot about Cobell, that like reframed a lot of things. I did see people saying it doesn't make sense, or it wasn't set up that she invented Severance, but I think if you go back and look at a lot of things with this information, it is set up. Especially like her conversations with Helena this season. It seemed like she was just being kind of an asshole before, but as it turns out, she was right and had an argument that, Lewin screwed her and Jay Megan screwed her. I did look up the meaning of the name Jame because I was just like looking up some other stuff, and it is like Hebrew for supplanter, and I guess a version of the name Jacob, which is from the story Jacob and Esau from the Bible, where Jacob supplanted Esau as like the firstborn son of, I think, Isaac. And yeah, so I'm wondering if like James is not only like a supplanter because he stole Harmony's idea, but if maybe people like see him as a not the rightful like heir to Kier, because there are a lot of characters who seem to like worship Kier but not Lumen, like Cobell and like Annie Irving and people like that. So that could be an interesting angle, or just a name. I'm sure it has like some symbolism, but maybe not to the overall story. Maybe just to the idea that he took the idea for Severance from Cobell. The other thing I will say is like I saw people pushing back like, oh, I don't want her to be a good guy, but I don't think that's what the story's telling. Just because she's working with our protagonist, Mark, doesn't mean she has the same goals or whatever. She didn't even seem to really care about what happened to the town, Salt's Neck. She was more pissed that they stole her ideas. So I don't think it's like, oh, Cobell is suddenly a good person. I think she just has a common goal with our protagonist. It's similar to how I feel about Rigabi, where I'm like, I don't trust her, but I do think she has a similar goal to our protagonist, but like she's very shady, and I don't like the fact that she just basically walked out before Devin ever called Cobell and basically didn't give her a chance to not do it, because she was like, oh, well, if you call her I won't help, but also then just left. So I was like, okay, so now this is the only option. So yeah, I think it's like possible that they might have the same goals, but maybe not be really on the same side. Though I'm more like, if Rigabi ended up being just a good person, I wouldn't be like, oh, she's clearly set up to be bad. I just don't know if I can trust her yet. But with Cobell, it'd be kind of like if she just suddenly turned good, it'd be like, Cobell's still an asshole. Yeah. So, I don't know. There's a lot of questions asked, like, how much does Milchek know about this? I doubt he knows much. I wonder if he would respect Cobell more if he had known that she invented it. But who knows? Yeah, so don't really have much else to say. I'm excited to see where it goes. Probably have to get a lot of information and set up for the finale in this episode. So it'll be interesting to see what they do. Alright, let's get into it. Forgot about this confrontation between
everything that you have, you owe back to the
Mark and Cobell. Also, people are still calling her Kobelvig, which, props to Rickon for that one, but she's just Kobel. Selvig was clearly the alias. She's not Selvig. Though, I guess possibly she was married at one point, because the Selvig is the Mrs. one, and Kobel is the Ms., but I don't know. Selvig also might be a Swedish name. Maybe she was Grakschupening him. I don't know if it's Swedish. It does sound like a Swedish name. Or some sort of Nordic country. Is this Helena? Does seem like it would be like the Egan. And it looks like Britt Lauer. Interesting shot. Continuing to push out after. I wonder if they're trying to get us to think about the outside or something. I don't know.
Mother?
There's a big gate over there. Oh, maybe they're expecting Cold Harbor to be done? Maybe?
I'll watch.
Ugh. I'll watch you eat? Who eats an egg like that?
I wish you'd take them raw.
What? I wonder if they live on the property of the headquarters. What a strange home. Yeah, there's all that fencing. I don't know if that means anything.
Eustace Hall. Today marks the end of your wintertide fellowship. A shuttle will pick you up at dusk.
Dusk.
But first...
Underutilized. Her bed being moved from her parents' house is such a strange way to phrase, like, are they actually moving the bed? I did see someone post that the crib box that Mark had in the flashback episode was a 3-in-1, like Rickon sold 3 beds thing, but also it was called Cold Diarbor. Well, that's pretty symbolic. Smashing Kier. She's fire. Yeah, I think she's a dispatcher. People were wondering that, but her patch says fire emergency. Oh, she's telling him.
What?
I'm sorry.
It didn't... What? It didn't mean anything?
I wasn't going to say that.
Wow. Yeah.
You've been adrift. You know that. He reminds me of how you used to be.
Okay.
That's Dylan. A bummer.
I'm gonna go to work and earn a paycheck to feed our children. And I'm gonna respectfully request that you don't follow me there and use my own body to fucking cheat on me.
Don't leave.
You know what? Since I would have no way of knowing if that's happening or not, I don't know. Maybe I just go quit. Maybe I go in and I quit and I just end his existence. How about that?
Yeah, I don't know how I would handle that. So this apartment is 302. This is probably a stretch. But in the first episode, the only state that Helly can name was Delaware. And 302 is the area code for Delaware. The only area code in Delaware, because it's small.
Bert.
So this is what Helly was saying, Mr. Bailiff's being taken care of.
As a low-level Lumen enforcer.
Was he OG Grainer?
Oh, goon. Lumen goon. That stings. We never used words like that. With Lumen, it's very specific language.
That was before. I know now that I was wrong. I know you're not with them.
I mean, he definitely is, right?
Would you go for a ride with me?
He's either going to kill him or
I'm
it's because
sorry.
his apartment's bugged by Lumen. Or threaten him. Such a weird parking lot. Wait, so if those are the sizes of all those rooms, the rooms we've seen are bigger than that. Right? Maybe not. So I wonder if it was a weekend that Mark was like down for, so they didn't know. Yeah, I mean, like, look at Mark and tell me Devin had a ton of options. Or Gabi just fucking pieced out.
I'm sorry, the wind was...
Kind of like you and Cobell. Replace one part with another.
That's enough, Heliar.
He has worked on his brevity.
You are my subordinate, and this behavior constitutes insubordination.
Yeah, no shit.
Leave it open.
It was like Cobell's both in season 1. It's funny, I just noticed Milchek has that statue, a statue of that thing where it's like it looks like a duck and a rabbit.
I told you.
No idea what that
about
means,
us.
but
What?
that's like the same exact reaction
told-
Audi Dylan had.
My husband.
No, I have nothing else. I have this, and I have fucking pencil
Yeah,
erasers.
the perks aren't enough anymore.
I'm sorry. I have to. I'm so sorry.
Gretchen.
Poor Dylan.
Gretchen!
I wonder if that's going to turn him against his Audi.
And if we're so different from our Audis, then how come we couldn't tell when you were gone?
Irving could.
Mark couldn't. Sorry, I guess I'm an asshole down here too.
Just turning them against each other.
How are you?
Oh my God, so good. My wife's being held prisoner at Lumen, and I just got brain surgery in my basement. How have you been? What file?
Gotta give information. Not allies if you don't.
Cold Harbor.
Tell us.
She's already dead.
Jesus Christ.
She better be fucking alive. No, fuck this. We're leaving right now.
Wait, Mark. I'm trying to help you.
Not
Mark.
enough.
She is there, and we are out.
There is literally no other option than to do what the fuck she says right now for Gemma. She knows where she is, Mark.
Now I'm beginning to doubt Devin, but I don't know. Why would she be doing anything to Mark? But Helly being the one to get Gemma out would be also pretty crazy. Mark's two love interests. I wonder if he'll go to O&D. Because they're talking a lot about Irving. Everybody's talking about Burving. Everybody's talking about Burving. Is he going to meet up
I never heard
with all of them?
One should know that.
With like Cobell, Mark, and Devin?
I drove people places. And ask what happened to them once they got there.
That must have been what the heli... Why Cobell ran away in that one scene earlier in the season when she looked at the driver.
I'm sure you know this is very disappointing and reeks of ingratitude.
Fuck off, Milchek. God, I want Milchek to be good, but I also hate him more than any character, I think.
Anything else?
Unless they do just let him resign. The disrespect. I love it.
I'm sorry, Dylan G. I should have facilitated better.
That's enough.
Maybe she doesn't need that empathy school. Or maybe it's to take away empathy.
This is your fault.
I mean, fuck Milchek, but how's it his fault?
Apologize for the word.
Fuck you.
Sir.
Apologize.
I just said I hate Milchek more than anyone, maybe. Nope. This guy sucks even
I
more.
apologize.
Way more.
Devour feculence.
Said eat shit.
It means
Yeah. Let's
eat
go.
shit, Mr. Drummond.
Let's go, Milchek.
What did you...
First, I am owed a measure of respect, even by my superiors.
Okay, Milchek.
Second, and more obvious,
On this, I can
that
go with
set
you.
floor comprises the whole. To put that monosyllabically, it's not my fault.
God
It's yours.
damn. Okay, and revealing that he's in charge of dealing with the outside world. God, he just bodied him. Wonder where Milchek's head's at with this now. If he's gonna be pissed at Mark or be fine with
Mr.
it.
Scout, where are you?
No. I've just got life stuff. Isn't that what Lumen's all about? Balance?
Is this gonna make Milchek
Just
think?
work, right?
Are they gonna convert
Is that what
Milchek?
I mean, Mr. Milchek?
I have your word. You report to work tomorrow?
You do, yeah.
It's the most emotion we've
I promise.
ever seen from Milchek.
Good.
God, I know people didn't like, or some people didn't like the last episode, but I would take an episode like that just about Milchek too. Maybe not, right after the one about Cobell, but give me one next season. Absolutely take it. I want to know more about that guy. Is Bert putting him on a train? Saying, get out of here, bud. They're on to you.
As far as you can go.
Yeah, he's putting him on the train.
I've never been loved before.
I wonder if he's
Not
closeted
really.
on the outside.
I have. I want to. I want to have it. Perfect.
Can't home wreck him, Irving. I wonder if that's real or if he is sending him to Lumen, because they did say they were going to be dealing with him. And I don't know if he's part of that or working against that. That had like final exit energy though. I don't know if they get rid of John Turturro like that, but I don't know. She takes the bus. I think this is the theme song done in a different way. Yeah. I think it's the... I'm not a musician. I've said this before. I think it's the theme song in like a major chord. It has a brighter feel. But then I think they brought in the minor stuff. Someone let me know in the comments if you are a musician, if I'm completely wrong or not. Are we just gonna lose like a ton of characters? Is Irv gonna like go through a second Severance? It feels like that's what they're visually telling us. Is this Ellie going down the hallway? Who is this? James? Mauer? Milchek? Nah, it's James.
What the fuck?
Was that him coming up from the testing floor? So he's like involved down there?
She's one of James. No one's to know.
Yeah, James assaulting,
Miss Marshall White, 9th floor.
What?
Specialties department.
So yeah, James just abusing women? Not surprising. I mean, I think that's what that implies. Maybe he has some type of weird harem. It did sound like he is sleeping with innies. Is that Kier? Looks like Kier. Ooh, what a shot.
Do you remember the last thing that you said to me?
She's alive.
Yeah, so that episode ended the same way season 1, episode 9 ended with Mark saying she's alive, any Mark. So that's just kind of a cool comparison, mirroring thing. So that was a pretty good episode. I wouldn't say it was my favorite or anything. We did learn a lot of stuff. The Milchek snapping on Drummond was a great scene. While I liked it, that would probably be my least favorite episode of the season. You know, not to say it's bad or anything. I think, like I said, I liked it. But that's one where I more feel like the criticism last week was that nothing happened. I feel like this one was far more setup than payoff. And it set up a lot of things, but there wasn't really a ton of payoff or anything. So I'm curious to see how people react to it, if it'll have a similar reaction that last week had, or if people will just be happy we're back. Because I know a lot of people just didn't like that we weren't with our main cast. There's so many weird little things that happened that I think will be good for like theories and stuff, but not necessarily a ton of reveals. Besides that, we know Gemma will die when Cold Harbor's completed, which we assumed, or I assumed. I had some friends who thought that the "you will see the world and the world will see you" meant they were actually going to free her once they finished. I always thought they were going to get rid of her once they're done, which is probably the prevailing thought. I think most people probably thought that. Then the egg thing at the beginning, that was weird. The saying he wishes she would eat them raw. Like, why? Why do you want your daughter eating raw eggs? Weird. And then the way she was eating the cooked eggs, also weird. Yeah, and then I think it's setting up our next, like our ultimate bad guys. Because in the first season, it was like Kobel, Milchek, and a little bit of Natalie. But now it's like, I don't know why I still have these on. But now it is like Drummond and Jaime. And maybe still Natalie. She seems like a true believer. But yeah, there was definitely a hint. And I kind of got the vibes last week, before she found the notebook proving that she was the inventor of Severance. I thought maybe Kobel was looking for proof that something happened between Jaime and her that she was like had for blackmail. But now I think maybe it's both. Because when they were going to the retreat, it was like, oh, it's one of Jaime's. Yeesh. And then Dylan leaving. Who knows if they'll get him back or what they'll do, if they'll try and get him back. I guess Mark is going to come back and it's just going to be Helly. If Mark goes back, obviously. I wonder if Kobel can do the Glasgow block and send him in as Audi Mark. Because I think when she mentioned all the stuff that she had come up with for Severance, she was like, the blueprints, the base code, the overtime contingency, and the Glasgow block. Which obviously she came up with like a ton of stuff, but I wonder if that was like them telling us like, oh, she knows how these things work, so she can do a Glasgow block and send Audi Mark in. So yeah, interested to see that. And then we got Milchek with like tears in his eyes, which was very un-Milchek. Yeah, so it did feel like more of a setup episode for sure. And I don't know, kind of the attitude I had last week too, which again, I liked that episode, but a lot of people were like, oh, I don't like this side trip, or I want to be the main thing. I'm happy to go wherever the show wants to take us. I have enough trust in the show. It hasn't let me down yet. Obviously it could always go off the rails, and if it does, I'm not going to pretend it's not, but I'm just happy to see where they go and to give them time to do it, because you can't really say like, oh, this thing doesn't matter, or oh, this is just some weird thing they're doing, until you see the whole picture. So we'll see how the finale goes. I'm very excited to see what happens and what answers we get, and since it's Severance, what questions we also get. So yeah, we'll see. Anyway, I will see you guys next week for the finale, and I guess I'll try and start another show next week or the week after. Right now, I think it's between Twin Peaks, Daredevil, and then Andor. Maybe I'll do 2 of them and release twice a week. Yeah, so be one of those probably. Anyway, I'll see you guys next time.